The year was in 1984. Transformers were the hot toy on the market. Yours truly was about a year or two old to be playing with these kind of toys. I had younger friends and relatives who had them, and I thought they were just the coolest thing ever. I didn't. They had Japanese origins, though. Didn't really know too much about that, at least not yet. But time for toys was over for me. I was a young man in a pink and gray suit, and the allure of the outfit was more than I could resist. Just kidding, I discovered girls. Cut to 1993. The summer between my junior and senior year in college, I was working in the housewares department at the local venture department store. I was a fully formed otaku by that point, and really into transforming robot toys when I came across the G2 Skyscorchers. Okay, from left to right, we have Afterburner, Eagle Eye, Terradive, and Windraiser. Before we get into looking at them a little more closely, I just want to point out one of the things I love about Generation 2. Yeah, they really knew how to do light piping back in the day. I love that so much. Okay, so we're going to start with Afterburner. He is based on a Lockheed F-104G Starfighter. If you've ever seen the movie The Starfighters on Mystery Science Theater 3000, then you have a great appreciation for these aircraft, no doubt. So, like all the G2 Skyscorchers, Afterburner comes with a radar array that turns into a laser rifle in robot modes. Flip up the arms like so. I'm not going to go into articulation because there is none here. Yeah, here's our articulation. Boop. Yeah, any articulation on these is going to be strictly for the transformation. So go ahead and flip around the nose cone like that. The entirety of the main body of the aircraft flips around. The tail flips up like so. And everything just kind of swings around and comes together like so. And again, this points with the radar array forward in jet mode. And I can leave the feet down. And if you look, there's some molded on landing gear detail on the tips of his toes. Kind of looks like he's wearing some inline skates. And those can flip up also for when he's flying around. But yeah, there you have Afterburner. That's actually a really nice looking jet. The blue and the yellow are gorgeous. It's cool. Of course, some of the stickers have seen better days, but hey, these came out in 1993, so. Okay, next is Eagle Eye, and he is based on a Eurofighter Typhoon jet. He's got a really nice giant stress mark there on the edge of the cockpit nose cone section. I don't know if you can see that right there. Yeah, so I'm going to be very careful transforming this one. So, again, he's got his radar array slash laser here. And, okay, so the nose cone just pops up like so, and everything accordions like that. And yeah, the arms flip down like so. And then the wings and the arms, which are now the thrusters, just fold up on top. The toes point down again to make little landing gear, and I can flip them up for flight mode. There's these two little flaps right here that come off of the thighs to fill in the gaps on the front of the jet, rather unconvincingly, but hey, it's something. And there is even a front landing gear that folds down on this one. There you go. There you go. Eagle Eye's got a front landing gear and everything. Goes between those two little bits that fold it down. We can fold down the back wheels, which are the toes. And lest I forget, again, this is going to point with the radar dish forward as such. And there you go. There is Eagle Eye, the Eurofighter Typhoon. And this one's a little bit less convincing as a jet than Afterburner. But it's still a kind of cool little transformation for such a small toy. So I do appreciate that. And again, colors are beautiful. That stress mark is really bothering me, but that's okay. Okay, and up next is Terradive, and Terradive is based on a Vought A7E Corsair 2, and this was the one that I didn't have originally. None of these are my original Skyscorchers. I reacquired them a few years ago. Let's go ahead and transform him. Again, he's got his radar array / laser. And just because of the transformation, he can kind of spread his legs a little bit, which gives him a little bit of a more, a little bit steadier of a stance than the other Skyscorchers. So, yeah, he's kind of got an A stance that you can do, again, because of transformation. He's got these giant shoulder pylons, and you can see the front landing gear hiding there within one of the pylons. So let's go ahead and get this guy transformed. And you're going to flip up the nose cone. We're just going to go ahead and flip down the landing gear now. Like so. You got to get the legs out of the way as well. And there you go. Sorry, I'm making myself very nervous transforming these. Yeah. And then these are going to come forward. And as you can see, there are slots in the top of the legs that are going to now be the jets. And they're just going to go ahead and slot in like so. And more like rest in kind of a channel than slot into a slot. So, and there you go. He does have the front landing gear, as we saw, that can flip up and down. The rear landing gear are built in. Why they didn't decide to like use the toes, I'm not really sure on that one, like they did on all the others. Once again, I almost forgot the most important part, and I seem to recall, yeah, his radar dish, radar assembly laser is made in this odd shape for a reason. The hole that it plugs into is way kind of down deep there in the fuselage, so there we go. Yeah, it's kind of like on the closer to the back end of the jet, so there you go. And again, really nice looking toy. I don't know, the green and yellow actually go with the black and white pretty well, and you got some little red highlights here and there with the stickers, that G2 Decepticon logo. There is Terradive. Okay, and here we have Windraiser. Windraiser was the first of these G2 Skyscorchers that I picked up at Venture. I picked up all of these except for Terradive again, but the first one that I got, the one that I just thought was kind of the coolest looking and kind of was the most Macrossy looking figure, which is what I was collecting at the time, is a Windraiser here, and he's going to turn into a pretty poor looking F-16 again. Not much to say about articulation, so I'm not really going to go into it with any detail. His arms go up, and yeah, that's it. So again, the radar assembly / laser. And let's see here. Let's see if I can remember how to transform this guy. I did not do these in advance of filming this, like some kind of goofball, but hey, there we have it. So, yeah, this is all going to swing around like so. Pop into place. Arms are going to swing. Yep, it's got to flip down. Yeah. Arms swing up. Flip down the rear tail section there. You know, he's got arms hanging out of his ass. There you go. And then they swing around like so to hug the fuselage of the plane. Make sure your nose is up, and that's it. This is an F-16 Fighting Falcon, and you know, from the top, it doesn't look too bad. You got a little bit of extra bits here between the front wings and the rear. Again, he does have a really long front landing gear that flips down to get past all this robot kibble down here. And again, he's got landing gear on the tips of his toes. So there you have it. Kind of clever little use of the feet. And again, you can fold them away for when he is zooming through the skies, chasing the Autobots. Yeah. And there we go. Let's go ahead and put on his radar dish. And again, these are all made specifically for the toy that they go to. You can't interchange them because they're meant to very specifically follow the shape of the toy in jet mode. And again, you can see how that works right here. There is the radar array. And yeah, let's take a little look at him there. Looking at these after so many years, again, when I picked them up a few years back, I was really impressed with the alt modes, how close they look to the actual jets, as long as you don't look too closely. But just also the kind of engineering on such a small toy, all the kind of flipping around and spinning around and that kind of stuff that they do to achieve their alt mode, you know, is pretty darn good engineering on such a small scale. So, yeah. I loved these toys then, and I love them now. I was so happy to reacquire them a few years back after, again, losing my originals that I had from the 90s, and I hope you enjoyed looking at them too. Thanks for coming and visiting with us today as we looked at the G2 Skyscorcher team. This has been Bart's Formers, and we'll see you in the next one. So I just wanted to call out a few of the YouTubers that I have been enjoying watching, some smaller channels, Soltron and Robstein1, and also my old Google Plus homie, Toyetic Studio. Yeah, I'll put their names up here so you can take a look at those channels if you like. Again, smaller content creators who do, you know, Transformers and transforming robot content. Check them out.